Hi folks, it's Bob from Mountain Crest Farm. Gray, overcast day today and cool. I don't know what the temperature is, but for this time of year it's cool. It's not cool, but it's cool for this time of year. And drizzly, you can hear raindrops, or you can hear dew falling off the trees behind me. I hope it doesn't rain today. Got some outside work today that I put off that I should have already done, but has to be done today. If y'all are squeamish, don't listen to the next 10 seconds. Today's the day we castrate the little boy piglets. They're not going to be breeders, they're going to be feeders, and you castrate feeders when they're about 10 days to 2 weeks old, so I got to get that done. Okay, you squeamish people, you can start listening again. But anyway, got to take care of that today. So I hope it stays overcast, stays cool, but doesn't rain. It's got to be done if I have to do it in the rain. Today, I'm going to do some more griping. God, y'all must get tired of that. I'm going to do some more griping, but I'm not sure who to gripe about. I'm either going to gripe about government or I'm going to gripe about lawyers. And since that's tied together for this video, I guess we'll just call this a rant on government and lawyers. But it's not politics. Now, y'all watch my videos. You know that my mother-in-law died, 3 weeks ago now? 4 weeks ago? Somewhere in there. And my father-in-law's having to deal with her estate, and he's having to do something he shouldn't have to do, and that is deal with an estate that did not have a will. I don't know what it is about people. My in-laws are very aware of their mortality. They didn't think they were going to live forever. But people don't want to do wills. I think some people feel like doing a will doesn't just mean that, yes, I'm mortal and I'm going to die. I think they're afraid it moves the schedule up. That not only yes, I'm going to die, but now I'm going to die soon. And there's no logic in that, but I think a lot of people feel that way. I really do. But anyway, for whatever reason, my mother-in-law did not have a will. Now, 3 kids, my wife and two of her sisters. Nobody's arguing about what should happen. Everything that my mother-in-law had goes to my father-in-law. That's simple. Matter of fact, in Georgia law, if there isn't a will, that's automatic. It goes to if you only have one surviving heir, and the spouse is considered primary heir in Georgia, it automatically goes to the spouse. And there wouldn't be any fight anyway, even if they could fight it. Only people that could have a say would be her spouse and her children. But my father-in-law went to the probate court this past week, and they gave him some papers to fill out that needed to be filled out so that he could be the administrator of the estate. And by the way, the estate is a real simple, super simple estate. They own 15 acres and a home, and the home is a 2,000 square foot 1960s style brick ranch. Has a full basement under it, so it's actually 4,000 feet of finished space. And I'm going to make some of y'all jealous right here, especially my viewers from California, New Jersey, New York, and some other notoriously high-tax states. 15 acres and a 2,000 square foot brick ranch with a full basement, so it's 4,000 square feet of finished space. The valuation on that property is about $168,000. You can't buy an acre for $168,000 in California. But anyway, simple estate, no encumbrances, not a penny owed on anything except for, let's see, they had one car, a pickup truck that was paid for, a car that was financed, and the financing was in my father-in-law's name, so there's nothing involving my mother-in-law there. Don't owe any bills, just the month-to-month bills, the power bill, the phone bill, things like that. Super simple estate. So he goes to probate court, and they give him papers that needed to be filled out so that he can be the administrator on the estate. And they tell him he has to have a lawyer do it, that he can't fill out the papers. Well, okay, he took the papers and left, and he went to the clerk of court's office. That's who records deeds in Georgia, clerk of superior court. And they told him that to change the deed from their name, because the property was in both their names, into his name, first he had to be administrator of the estate. Okay, we've already talked about that. Had to be administrator of the estate, and as administrator apply for a new deed with just his name on it, and that had to be done by a lawyer. Now let me tell you something. I'm no lawyer. I wanted to be a lawyer when I got out of high school, but I'm no lawyer. But I'm not stupid either. When I wanted to be a lawyer, when I got into college and started thinking real seriously about being a lawyer and what I had to do in college to prepare for law school, I got to thinking about it. Now, I'm real big on truth in advertising, and I decided I didn't want to be a lawyer because of truth in advertising, because I realized that if I became a lawyer, in order to be truthful in advertising, on the bottom of my business cards, I was going to have to put bottom feeding pond scum. I didn't want to put that on my business card, so I couldn't be a lawyer. But anyway, I'm not stupid. In Georgia, you don't have to have a lawyer represent you for anything. I take that back. If you're charged with a criminal offense that could result in your being incarcerated, not because of Georgia, but because of the United States Supreme Court, you must have legal representation. You can decline it, and the court has to appoint somebody to sit there and make sure you don't screw up. You can say you want to represent yourself. That's perfectly legal in the state of Georgia. But because of the Supreme Court, if there's potential for incarceration, then there has to be a lawyer sitting at the table. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about probating an estate. And we're talking about getting a deed changed. There is nothing in Georgia law that says you have to do that. So why did they tell him that? If I'm charitable, and I'm rarely charitable toward government, if I'm charitable, they saw an 80-year-old man standing in front of them with a good basic high school education, a high school education from, let's see, he was born in 39, 49, high school education from the late 50s. In other words, a over 60-year-old high school education, because I was born in 55 and I'm 64. That they didn't feel was capable of filling out the forms properly. And if they're filled out improperly, then probate court and clerk of court's office have to do something to straighten it out, blah, 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 blah. They were lazy. They didn't want to do the work. They were afraid he'd add to the work. And they didn't want to do the work. Guess what? The paperwork will be done right. I know how to do the paperwork. Now, like we said the other day when we were talking about licensing, I can't charge him, and I wouldn't charge him. That would be practicing law without a license. But I do know the proper way to fill out that paperwork. But it bothers me that our justice system, we're talking about probate court. We're talking about the clerk of superior court. They are part of the justice system. Would lie to somebody and tell them they had to do something they didn't. They should have told him, we suggest you use a lawyer. That'd be just fine. But no, probate court says he has to have a lawyer, which he doesn't. And they suggest a lawyer. They pick a lawyer for him. He called the lawyer. The lawyer wants $1,000 to fill out some paperwork that takes about 10 minutes. When it comes to changing the deed, it takes a little bit more than 10 minutes, because if you're smart, you'll get a title search done and you'll make sure that nobody has put any liens on the property that you didn't know about, and that sort of thing. So there's money to the title search company. But the lawyer that the court recommended, now why is the court picking and choosing lawyers? But the lawyer that the court recommended, he wants $1,000 to do 10 minutes worth of work, filling out the paperwork that would make him administrator of the estate, and he's not going to do the title search. He's going to hire a company. He's going to charge another $250, a title search company, and fill out 10 minutes worth of paperwork there. Let's see, 10 minutes and 10 minutes. If I'm not bad mistaken, that's 20 minutes for $1,000. That beats my $600 a day that I saved on my well by a lot. And it beats the $600 an hour that I saved on working on the chainsaw by a lot. I wish I could be a lawyer now. $1,000 for 20 minutes worth of work. Oh, me. That would be really good. Like I said back at the first of this video, I don't know which one of them to be mad at. I don't know if I should be mad at the probate court and the clerk of court's office for telling him he had to hire a lawyer when he didn't, or mad at the lawyer for taking advantage of an old man like that. Whew. You know, sometimes I wonder how some people sleep at night. I really do. That was another reason I didn't become a lawyer, by the way. When I was young, when I was in college and thinking about being a lawyer, another thing, I joke about not wanting to put bottom-feeding pond scum on the bottom of my business cards, and that's true. But the other thing was, I couldn't think of but 4 ways you could make a living as a lawyer. And I didn't think I was right for any one of the 4. First way that I could think of to be a lawyer and make a living would be go to work as a prosecutor, go to work as an assistant district attorney in some county. Now, I ask you, can you see me working for a government paycheck with my attitude toward government? Because I've had this attitude since I was young. The second way that I thought of that I could be an attorney and make a living was as a criminal defense attorney. Now, I ask you another question. If I've got a client who I know damn good and well raped and killed those 4 women he's accused of raping and killing, but I know some little bitty technicality that would get him off, can you see me letting a rapist and murderer walk free because I was a really good lawyer and knew a technicality? That brings us to the third way I saw to make a living as a lawyer. Family law. Now, y'all do know the other name for family law, right? Family law means a divorce lawyer. Question number 3. Can you see me making my living breaking up families, which is what a divorce lawyer does? And that leaves number 4, the 4th way I saw I could make a living as a lawyer. A corporate lawyer. A paper pusher. Question 4. Can you see me sitting behind a desk, pushing papers around for a living, feeding my family by pushing papers around? I think we all know that the answer to all four of those questions is no, 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 and no. So, yeah, there's more ways to make a living as a lawyer than those four. But I was young. I was in college, trying to decide what to do with my life, thinking about being a lawyer, and that was all I could see. Government lawyer, criminal lawyer, divorce lawyer, or paper pusher. And I just couldn't see myself doing any of those. So, I did some other things in my life. God, if I listed all my jobs in this video, it'd be 27 hours long. You know, I've gotten this, you know, the W-2 you get at the end of the year for jobs. I'm not proud of this, but in my younger days, I have gotten 29 W-2s in 1 year. I got a little bit better as I got older, okay? But, so I wound up being a dumb, toothless, redneck pig farmer. And you know what? I think I'm happier at this than anything else I could have picked. I enjoy my life. I look around at my place and it needs some work. It's a little bit of a dump, especially after the last 8 months, but I can take care of that. And I really enjoy my life. I love being a dumb pig farmer. Maybe that makes me double dumb, I don't know. But anyway, that's my thoughts on probate court, clerk of court's office, lawyers, courts lying to people about having to hire lawyers. I'm sorry, but government, I don't see where government does anything great for us outside of a few constitutionally mandated things. Yeah, I'm really glad there's roads to drive on. I'm really glad there's a military to take care of national defense. But government does so much more than that they're not supposed to. The Constitution doesn't say a word about that. So no, I'm not a fan of government. But anyway, that's my thoughts. Y'all probably think I'm nuts. There's a good chance you're right. Y'all have a fantastic day, okay? And remember, the tomb was empty. Thank God he is alive. Y'all go have a fantastic day. I'm going to go castrate some pigs. See you next time.